Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. In this video we are continuing with the refurb of Ewan's Wot4 XL and we're going to get it to this stage. Right then, so the first thing we're going to see about doing is clearing some of this stuff out of the way because we don't need it just now. That engine can go away. If you've got a plastic box somewhere, I'm sure I had a spare plastic box.
For what?
Putting stuff in. Don't know where this one came from. It's covered in cat.
That's the van bin.
Oh right. I can go in there just now. So yeah, the first thing we're going to do is see about getting an undercarriage bolted onto this so we can get it up onto its wheels. We will have to take it off again. Right, need something to pack that up with.
Batteries.
No, if you get the roll.
That won't be enough.
It will.
Yeah, that'll...
No, yes. So yeah, we need to see about drilling through here, and then once we're drilled through, get some bolts into it.
T-nuts won't...
No, it'd probably be
Washer
nuts
and nut.
yeah. But then when we come to it, we have to take it off again, so we can cover here. This is literally just to get that up on its wheels just now. So that is undercarriage on for now anyway. As I said, it will have to come off for covering and whatnot. Yeah, so that's all fine. It's reinforced in there. But obviously with the smooth landings Ewan's going to do with it, it won't be a problem, will it? Right, on to the next step.
Drilling more holes.
Yes, drilling more holes. So
Where's the engine?
So yeah, as I said earlier, I do actually have a few Zenoah 26s. This is one of them, and this is the engine plate for them, for this one. I'm using this engine plate because this one was already damaged, shall we say, had a chunk taken out the side of it, so I'm not too worried about modifying this one to suit. I have already, well, it looks at centre marked where these holes are going, which is fine. So we need to figure out what size hole to make them.
Where did they not?
Okay, so you might have already seen I've drilled the additional holes that we're going to need. I don't know how well you'll be able to see on camera, but there's going to be one used there, 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 and there. So what I'm planning on doing now is just getting a clamp somehow, where I'm just holding it and just marking where these are going to go through. So there we have it. That's the engine mounting plate mounted to the airframe. M5 cap head bolts holding it on. T-nuts, blind nuts, whatever you want to call them, on the back. They've been pulled through so that they're actually bitten into the back of the firewall. Really what we need to do now is take that off again and get the engine, or should I say get the mounting plate bolted on to the engine and then put it all back on again.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Could I do it?
Yes.
Because I've not done very much on this.
You're happy let you do that. Okay, so as you can see, Ewan's removed the engine plate from the firewall. We've now got to put the engine plate onto the engine. I don't know how many of you have played with magneto engines before, but flywheel at the back on the 26. As the magnets in the flywheel pass the coil, it induces power into the coil. That goes through and produces a spark. So every time it goes around, it produces its own spark. These engines do not need a separate battery pack for the ignition, and they normally only stop when they run out of fuel. What we're going to do is going to put a tiny little bit of thread lock on these bolts as they go in.
What are those?
Well, what?
Those holes.
The additional holes that aren't used, if you notice.
Why aren't they used?
I don't know. So. That's what I mean by too far out. So what's happened here is I bet I've marked that. Can you take that one off, please? I bet I've marked this up with the engine plate the other way up. Out. Okay, so we have a little bit of a problem. As you saw, the engine plate was screwed on. and secure. We've got T-nuts in the back that are now properly secured. They're not glued or anything, but they're properly in there. But I made a silly mistake of having the engine mounting plate the wrong way up. So now with the engine the way I wanted it, inverted, the holes don't line up. And there's no, because it's got 3 bolts to secure the engine to the plate, you can't even rotate the plate on the engine, which is a bit annoying. But it's not the end of the world, because it just means we're going to have the engine that way up. So to allow that to happen, we've got to cut that bit off, because it's not going to fit with that on there.
Typical.
Yep. Right, so engine's bolted in. Again, a couple of little problems getting them in. What's happened is as we've pulled the T-nuts in, they've gone in very slightly off square. So the bolts are tight going in until the last minute where they suddenly free off because that's where they want to sit. But the engine's bolted in. It's not the ideal world for having a petrol engine that way up. Although there's nothing wrong with having it that way up.
Just doesn't look right.
Yeah, it just doesn't look right, does it? We will turn the silencer around so it's the other way up.
Engine looks huge compared to the rest of the model.
Yeah, but if you think the DL20 is not much different to that.
Yeah, but it just, because it's sat the way up, it looks
Yeah, because
huge.
it's that way up there. Throttle run is going to be down the bottom here somewhere. We need to figure out pipe work where that's got to go through, and we've also got to figure out the kill wiring going through, which is easy enough. We just need to figure out where it's got to go through.
Do we have a kill?
We will do. I've got one somewhere, but we're going to have that in there. So when you hit the throttle kill, it doesn't close the throttle. It actually
bypasses the spark.
Yeah, it shorts out the coil. So I think end this video here. In the next video, we'll carry on with the engine install. We'll see about throttle run, tank fittings, tank routing, kill wiring, even if the kill wiring is just in and through. And then we'll see, once we've got that figured out, we'll see if we can't get the engine back off again, get the front all fuel proofed, covered.
I think I'm just going to do it all black. Just
well, we'll see what we've got.
Green or black.
Yeah. Yeah, so it's coming together. So this is the hardest bit of the whole job, really, to get it flying. But it's not going to take long to get it going. So yeah, there'll probably be a couple of videos on this, and then hopefully at the end of it there'll be a flying it video as well.
And then in 4 years' time there'll probably be a crashing it video.
We'll see, okay? But from now, me and Ewan are going to bid you farewell from the workshop. Our dinner's probably close to being done. If you're liking these sorts of videos and you're not already, please subscribe to the channel. It's all greatly appreciated. If you're liking what we're doing with these videos or any other videos on the channel, give us a thumbs up at the bottom. Any comments, any questions, put them in below. They all get read, they all get answered. But until the next time, we'll catch you later.